Friends, hello, I hope you're well. Big video coming in. I thought about making a bunch of just little videos. I'm getting so many comments about so many different stocks right now, so I said I'll just make a video about 3 stocks, which they're all different companies, all different stocks, and I realize a lot of you do not care about some of these, so you can leave, jump in wherever you want, but I'm going to start yapping about them, and here we go. So let's talk about these stocks. First of all, let's go right into Sofi. Sofi, we're back in the $9 range. Oh my God, it has been some time since we have seen $9 from Sofi. I think it's actually been like, it was back in January of this year where we saw Sofi get into almost $10. And Sofi was running hot then, but that was when we were expecting rate cuts. That's when we had a really good quarterly. We knew it was coming out of that stuff, but that was a wish and dream ago away. So right now we're back in this $9 range here with Sofi. The big question is, and first of all, what I'm about to say, I want you to know this first. I love Sofi. Sofi is going to be a $15, $20 stock here within 6 months to a year from now. There's no doubt about it. It's a guarantee. It's happening. These rate cuts, everything, Sofi moving, quarterlies, it's the whole jam, the whole packet, it's there. Sofi is going to run hard. But here's what I do want to say. Here's what I want to say. And I've been on this trolley for a minute here, so I'm not going to be on it too long. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm still curious with Sofi running so good here, so beautiful. What is going to be the new low of Sofi? But with that too, what is the market going to do this week? We just had this inflation report come in, and I don't know if anybody's aware of it, but the inflation report wasn't good. Like, it's not good. So we had this inflation report come in Friday where it was like, oh, and the Feds, it was so great because the Feds, they threw it out there and they're like, yeah, it's not that good, and blah, 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 we're going to do rate cuts. And they kind of just swept over everybody's like what happened there. So with that, the market kind of kept running a little bit. We had a really good week in the market, and the S&P is at an all-time high once again. So literally, this is where everyone is disagreeing. I mean, it is cut straight down the middle right now with most investors, where many investors go, I'm out, I sold out, I'm stepping away. This market is way too hot right now. I do not trust what is going on. If you're in stuff not that deep right now. So, if you're sitting in Palantir around $6, 6.25 or something, 6.5. Yeah, you're fine. You're gonna be fine. Even if there's a sell off, you're great. You did the right thing. Hold it. Do not sell that crap. That's like holding gold in your hands right now. But the big question is, are we about to see a little bit of a shakeout in the market? Is that happening? Are we going to have a crash? Obviously, the election is, 3 weeks away? We're going to have a new president? Regardless, we're getting a new president. The thing is right now, is Sofi going to keep running? Is Sofi going to keep running this hot wave it's on right now? It could. It very well could, because the only reason Sofi is surviving right now, there's 2 things. The rate cuts. The rate cuts are happening. Sofi is looking forward to these rate cuts. Sofi has needed rate cuts for a long time now. Not only that, we've got the quarterlies coming out with Sofi here just in weeks. We know they're going to be good. The question is, how good are they going to be? Sofi has been doing extremely well on quarterlies. This is one thing that we know. This is one thing we've seen, and one thing that's kind of kept Sofi alive here in the overall, grand scheme of things, is that it's been knocking out quarterlies. So good, great. That's what's happening there with Sofi. So friends, listen, if you're in Sofi for the long run, yeah, buy it. Who cares? Anything under $10 right now with Sofi is a steal when you're looking at a year from now. It's because we know with these rate cuts, Sofi should be doing well. We should be getting somewhere with Sofi. Even if inflation continues to get a little worse here, Sofi will start to straighten out here and grab a bigger basis of clients, which it's doing quarterly by quarterly, as we're seeing. It's growing with its earnings, but not only that, what is bringing in those earnings? It's client basis. It's growing with popularity. It's a growing company. You're starting to see Sofis on college campuses, the arenas, everything. It's just, even when you go on YouTube, you're starting to see ads for Sofi. It's really growing right now. It's a very, very growing company. It's getting into the zeitgeist, not only in the stock world, but out in just the ether of, young people that are looking for banks, loans, all that kind of stuff. So it's a growing company. It's exciting. Be excited about Sofi. But don't, if you're holding it, don't sell it. don't sell it, even if you're going to back hold it here for a second. So, because a lot of people have said like, well, I bought SoFi like 850. Should I sell out? Listen, if we do see a shakeout, like I'm expecting this week to be a little bit of a sell-off in the market because it's been running so hot. There's got to be a sell-off at some point here. We've got to have something trip up the market. And we just had these bad reports come out with inflation. Job reports still not that great. Like, but the market's like, and Jerome Powell's like, we're going to do rate cuts. That's the only thing they got right now, these rate cuts. Other than that, everything else is absolutely terrible. So, if you're in it for the long run, hold it. Buy as much as you can. Who cares? You'll thank me, everybody else later. It'll be a good investment. So I'm going to shut up about SoFi because I've talked about SoFi so much. But I do suspect there will be a sell-off this week. I do suspect, if SoFi, I don't think SoFi is going to run harder this week. I just don't. I don't think it's going to run harder until we get closer to the quarterlies. I think there's going to be a little bit of sell-off before we get a little deeper into a run here. This is a huge run right now for SoFi. You have to look at this and go like, holy smokes, this is a huge run. If it goes back down, and I'm going to be honest, if it goes back down to an $8.50 range, I'm probably going to load the boat. I'm going to load the boat and just be happy with where I'm at. I'm going to load the boat here because SoFi is going to get into a position here where it's going to get a little too expensive. It's going to turn into a double-digit stock here very soon, and it's going to stay there. It's not just going to go to $10 and run there for a moment. It's going to go to $10 and it's going to keep going because what's going to happen is when we get into 2025 and these rate cuts start to affect the evolving earnings of SoFi, you're going to start to see those rate cuts really start to squeeze their way into SoFi's earnings. That's going to happen, and that's what's really going to bring in double-digit big numbers into the stock price of the valuation of what SoFi is doing. So take that into consideration. All right. If you want to hear about this, here we go. Fubo. Let's talk about Fubo. So this is going to be a minute here to talk about this. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you right now with what I've done with Fubo, how I feel about Fubo, and this is just the God's honest truth where I'm at with Fubo. So, obviously, a while back here, just a few months ago, we finally had the court appearance with Fubo Disney. Fubo sued Disney because, hey, Disney came out and said, we're going to make a sports channel, and it's going to have all these, it's going to be like an amazing sports package, very cheap, half the price of what you're paying for Fubo monthly, and we're going to put it up there for every sports fan. Fubo went, whoa, you can't put a monopoly on the market here. And Fubo, that's really their bread and butter. And this is really where the argument comes with Fubo, where a lot of people go like, why would anybody want to watch basic cable TV? The only reason people are still buying basic cable TV, and not to be mean to Fubo here, but, I like Fubo, but you're always going to have people that want basic cable. It's going to be around at least another 10 years. It's going to be around. But with that too, it's the sports package that are coming with that. It's these deep sports channels, all that kind of stuff. And Fubo, really, that's their bread and butter. That's what they rely on for what they market to people, to their subscribers. So Fubo came out and they won the lawsuit. They won literally a David and Goliath situation. Fubo came out the winner. Well, of course, in that moment, Fubo shot up to not a crazy price, but it shot up just over, $2. And with that, I'm going to be honest, I sold out because I feared what was coming did come. Fubo shot up to like $2.10 around August. I sold out, baby. I sold every little piece of share I had. I think I even made a video around then where I said like, hey, I think Fubo is going to fall back down to $1.50, and people ripped me apart in the video. They called me everything under the sun, and I was like, you know what? That's fine. I just won't talk about this anymore. I sold out. I'm done for right now because I knew Disney was going to come back with a vengeance. Well, few weeks, month later, here we go. Disney comes back and says, hey, guess what? We're going back to court. Now, what's happening? We're going back to court, but we're going back to court next year, October. This time of next year, we're going back to court. Fubo and Disney will go back to court. And this is this is just a money pit of lawsuit issues right now for Disney and Fubo. And Fubo can't, like, this isn't good for Fubo because, yeah, they're doing good on quarterlies. They have money, but this is costing them a lot of money too. What does Fubo start doing here when Disney comes back? When I was reading the comments, when I was, in the zeitgeist of Fubo world, what was going on, seeing how people were reacting to this, I was like, I'll make a video. And then I saw how people were reacting to it, and I was like, okay, still not time to react to it, because people were saying like, well, this is it. If they won that case, they're going to win the next case, and Fubo's going to go to, it's going to shoot up to $3. And of course, these old analysts, bets were out there that Fubo saying it was undervalued. It should be $3, which it should. It's undervalued, 100%. Fubo is one of the most undervalued stocks right now on the stock market. There's no doubt about that. From what it's bringing in quarterly wise to where it's going, projections, everything, getting, debt-free, money in the bank, all that kind of stuff. There's 100%. It's undervalued. Problem is, big problem, just like last time, this lingering dark tornado thunder cloud is Disney. People with big money are scared. Let's be honest here. If you had $10,000 to put into two companies, if you could put it into Fubo or you could put it into like Sofi, what are you going to pick? I would say the majority, 99% of you would say, well, I'm going to put it in Sofi, obviously. I'm not going to risk it on a bet that Disney's going to come out with like 10 Johnny Cochrans here in October and destroy Fubo. So that is what you're watching right now. That's why I don't get why people are going like, Fubo's going to, it's going to $5, $10. I don't think Fubo's going to anything until October if they win this lawsuit. So here's my next thing with Fubo. Before I can already hear the comments now. Here we go. I am bullish on Fubo. I like Fubo. What Fubo is doing when it comes to the company, it's working. What they're doing is working. That's why Disney's fighting with them so much, because they know they have some real competition right now. Now, should Fubo win this next lawsuit? I mean, yeah, they should. They should. They won the first one, but this one, we're going into some new territory here. Both of them are, this is World War II. The first war, now this is the second one. There's no guarantee that Fubo is going to come out the victor in this one. There's not. You just can't say that. Should they? Yeah, it looks like they should. This will start October 6th of 2025. A federal judge will rule what's going on here. U.S. Judge Margaret Garrett issued an order setting out the timeline for the case, including several key dates leading up to the trial. So I put this up here. You can watch it, read it right here. But listen, quarterly wise, Fubo's killing it. They're doing good. And this next quarterly that they're about to come out with here on November 1st, God, they need to nail this. In which they should nail this quarterly from what we're seeing. If they do, will Fubo move up to 180? Possibly. But I'm going to be honest with you. And this is going, and like, listen, this hurts for me to say, because there's people that I highly respect on YouTube and in my investing life that are saying that Fubo is going to $3 to $4 here within a few months. I am bearish on that. I do not think that is true. I don't think that's true. Even if Fubo were to come out with this good quarterly, we've seen Fubo come out with good quarterlies all this year. That's what Fubo did. They came out with good quarterlies. And what did people do every time? They bought Fubo. What did Fubo do? What was the reaction? It did not hold the price. It did not hold the price because of the lawsuit. This lawsuit is still happening here, coming up. We're still going into a year here where Fubo is going to go into another big lawsuit with Disney. Huge problem for them. Huge problem. So, what am I doing? What is little old me doing right now? I've been buying Fubo. I've been buying back Fubo. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I buy back Fubo every week. Every time it falls around this 140, 130 area, I start buying it up. It's going to be a bet. It's going to be a huge bet again. If I can pile in some nice, equity, capital into Fubo, maybe by the time next October, I've got a nice little chunk of Fubo. Fubo wins this lawsuit. Fubo's going to do real good. If the lawsuit's done at that point and it's like, Disney, you got to do something else. You got to think of something else. Or they've got to make it a competitive price in the sense of like, you know, it's at least got to be like $80 for them to do this. It's going to be different. It's going to be a different conversation. Then it will be a competition between Fubo and Disney to see who can streamline the best, you know, product for the customer. I am buying Fubo right now, but this is something, I literally just had this conversation with a personal friend a week or so ago where they asked me if they should buy Fubo. And I said, it's a huge gamble, man. You need to be aware of I don't want to lie to you. It's a huge gamble. Fubo should do well. It should do well. Could Fubo shoot up to $2 here off these quarterlies to do well? Yeah, sure. It should. Will it hold it? I don't know. Because of this lawsuit. If you're saying opposite, you obviously were not watching all of 2024. Not to mention the end of 2023. I'm bullish on Fubo, the company, what they're doing, what they're doing. What I'm not confident about is where this lawsuit is going to go. What if this judge says, you know what, Disney? Sure, you can make this crazy sport package for, you know, 2/3 the price of what Fubo charges. Sure, why not? It's a huge problem for them at that point. It's a huge problem. Do not like that. It will be a slow burn, but it will be a huge problem for them going into the future, especially when their main bread and butter that they attract people with is the sports package. It's just the truth of it. All right, let's talk about DJT. Trump media here, obviously, saving this one last because it is a particular sort of investor going after this stock right now for certain reasons, knowing how to play with it. The stock is moving again here. It's running really good. And if you were buying back in when it sold off here, pretty good here just over this last 2 months, which I had a sneak suspicion that the stock was going to do more at this point. I thought the stock could easily be at $80 by this point, but I'm not going to say the stock is going to $80 at this point because there's things that have to happen here at this moment. So the stock went from a low of $12 on September 23rd. Now the stock is at $25 and some change. Big move up there. People, that is huge money for whoever got caught in that. With that too, here's reasons why the stock is moving so good. There's reasons why the stock is moving so good. So let's talk about those right now. First of all, right now in the polls, right, the media polls, Kamala is winning. Trump is losing by a little bit. Now, the election betting odds are completely different right now. And this is not like, these are not biased sites, anything like that. They're just the sites. This is how they're going. The betting average right now has Trump winning. It has Trump winning by a lot. I mean, like a lot. And they're out there where you can see them. This is just general stuff to the public, whatever. Anybody can look this stuff up. So with that out there, you know, we're seeing a lot of this right now where the betting average is that Trump is going to win in a landslide. He's going to clean up North Carolina. He's going to win Pennsylvania. Obviously they think he's going to win Georgia. So these are things right now that are really increasing, Trump mania right now, that he's going to come out with a win. Now, this is, I'm not making this a political video where I'm saying Trump's going to win or anything like that. What I'm saying, this is why we're seeing a lot of just, in the background that Trump is going to win. Because if Trump does win, what's going to happen here with DJT here? It's going to go freaking berserk. Imagine if Trump won and it was released that day that, looks like Trump has won here. He's taken these swing states, at least the ones that he needs. What do you think is going to happen? DJT is going to survive. And I've said this in the past, and I don't want this to sound mean or rude to people that are in this stock for the long run. I personally am not in the stock for the long run because it's not an investment at this point right now for the long run. It's strictly a FOMO play, a hype play. And I don't say that to be mean. There's a lot of money in those kind of things, but it's a very dangerous play as well. With that, if Trump were to win this election, if he were to pull it off, the stock would go bananas overnight. I mean, it would probably run at $50 to $100. There's no doubt in my mind it would do that because you would be talking about a guy who is won a second term as the president. Not only that, he's the face of this media company that you can put your own money in. What better publicity is there than that? So the stock would just run on top of that. People would not be caring about what their earnings or, you know, what quarterlies are going to look like in the future, deals. They're just buying it because they don't want to miss the action. They don't want to miss what the stock could go to. We've seen this stock run to $100 before. We've seen it do that for a small moment in time. If you have money, capital to burn, take bets on this situation, have your fun with it, but this is still a very dangerous play, especially so close to the election. Now, with Trump, obviously, like I said, the media has Trump losing. Now, we've seen that before with, Hillary and Trump, obviously. Now, it's a situation of where the media says that Trump is going to lose. It looks like he's going to, they're saying it looks close, but it still looks like he's losing. But the betting average right now has Trump, where general people that are betting huge amounts of money are saying that he's going to win. So this is very interesting right now. This isn't a situation of just like, hey, the polls say this. This is like the betting odds right now. You can legit bet on this stuff. You can do this. You can bet on the election. And right now it has, you can bet on states, you can bet on the president, you can bet on this stuff. I'm not telling you to, but this is what it is. So, and this is updated every day, hours, minute, it's updated all the time. It was just updated at 4:18 p.m. October 12th today, and it's, 4:20 now. Friends, if you're betting, if you're buying into DJT here, I'm just going to say to you, good luck. This stock is hot. It is going to be a very volatile stock. The stock this week, it could go back down to $15 and then shoot back up to $30. This is what this stock has been doing this whole year. It has been giving people hellacious gains with hellacious losses. But in that, if you're playing it right, you can make a ton of money with that too. So I just say best of luck to anybody that's in that. And what I said before, if that upset somebody, which I'm sure it did, that I'm not investing in this stock for the future. I'm not doing that right now because the survival of this company and the stock, Trump has to win this election. It is 100%. It relies on Trump winning this election. If Trump does not win this election, this company will be sold off, torn apart. It will never exist. The media, the media that's in charge right now, they will bury it. They will go after it. They will sue it. They will destroy it. That is 100% a guarantee. Do not be fooled any other way. I warn you as a fellow investor, if Trump wins this election, get out, run, get out of the stock, take your loss and what you can and go, because they will destroy it. It will go down to a $5 stock here within days, weeks of Trump losing the election. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. I'm not trying to spread fear mongering, but it will happen. They will go after it. Friends, I wish all of you the best of luck. I really do mean that. This next 3 weeks in the market is going to be wild. Friends, I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.